Fuck yeah. Earl Skakel is in the house. The Earlverse is alive. Woo! Yo, 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 yo. What's up? We give you guys, while I conduct some business, some monkey business. Monkey business ain't your business. Hope you guys are doing well. I know you have plenty of streaming options, and I'm humbled and honored that I am one of them. Peter Chicken Man Brennan, how many open micers do you think are telling people that they 100%? I mean, Peter Chicken Man Brennan, you know the real deal. I don't think Shane Gillis needs someone who's playing UBG help in the writing department. My day is just kind of starting. And then, I got to take yoga in about an hour and a half. Might even stop by do a little cardio at the new Gold's Gym at the Beverly Center. There was some punane there. And I also, this will make the chicken man happy. I'll make I saw old school gay comic Jerome Cleary there just sashaying on the workout floor, looking for some new Wiener. So, the activity's already started. I give it about a week. I went there last night just to look around at like 3 in the morning. And it's a nice gym. It's well laid out. There's tons of stuff that other gyms I've never seen. They've got this one cable row machine for your back. Most cable row machines are like this. Look into the camera, like you like that. They had one where the grip is up here, so you're doing it like I've never seen that before. And they also had like a leg press machine where your back is on the ground, so you're basically doing a leg press upside down. So for someone like me who has back issues, that I think will be kind of cool to do it. I've been getting a lot of. Here's the thing I don't understand about Instagram. I've been getting a lot of a friend request from comics from out of town who all guess they have no idea who I am. So that is interesting. And I don't want to be friends with comics. Like, they're not going to come to my shows, so they're completely like, I don't need any more comedy friends. But this one from Toronto is cool. So, well, hold on, I gotta make this. What what's cool from Toronto? The Maple Leafs. Plank cured my back. Yeah, I do plank and yoga, but I'm not very good at it. I mean, I can maybe hold it for 30 seconds. Maybe. But I noticed the wrestler Adam Copeland, and it's funny, his nemesis in AEW Edge. They must be business partners on this plank. It's like the perfect push-up, but for planks. So I found that interesting. So I might check that out. But Comedy Store Vale's email. A lot of people don't get that anymore. So I am quite happy. Well, I mean, the Leafs are going to be good. The Leafs are always good. Their problem is they really loaded up with forwards, which is great. But, that's the problem is that, their goaltending's been a little wonky. And, their defense has been a little wonky. And it's just one of those things with, it's kind of like the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers, I think, for 3 years in a row, or was it 4 years in a row, got like the number one pick, and they went with all forwards. So it was great. They had this like great team. Sorry, I'm doing a little homework right here. But they had no defense, and their goaltending was crazy. So, and you might say the same thing about them now. I mean, Bouchard and Ekblad are pretty good, but I think that that they're still having problems. Great, I'm getting a friend of mine telling me about the prostitute he's about to order. You ever have that one scummy friend? I have plenty of them. So let's see here. Let's see here. I'm trying to copy email. Here's his. I'll dox him. My friend Johnny C. 21-year-old Latina Victoria in Santa Monica wants to party. She does have a good body, but I can't show it to you. This isn't an Aaron Imholt thing. We don't send out nudie pictures here. Let me see here. Thank you guys for indulging me. Well, I have to work too, and I don't have a producer. I don't have an Adam Henniker. I'm a soldier in the internet world. Yeah, I bet they are, Just Jenna. I bet they are. I mean, I'm trying to conduct some gut-filled business right now. Is everyone gone, Earl? I mean, I have female friends, but if you take away the female friends who are comics, I don't have very many. I mean, funny enough, probably the person I talk to the most who's not a comic is what up, Rotten Apple. I'm not mad at anyone, baby. The female I talk to the most who's not an actual comic is Chandler's ex-best friend, who she doesn't talk to anymore either, but we stayed in touch. That's kind of funny. And this girl's like the sweetest, most nicest girl, which is why I get along with her, but, you know. I haven't slept very well in a couple days. We got construction across the balcony, literally 10 feet that way, and construction 10 feet to my right. So, how's West Hollywood? Well, it's not really, it's only 4 p.m. for me, so West Hollywood be chilling right now. So all these people posting pictures of the red carpet from the ESPYs, acting like they had something to do with it. Unbelievable. Um, but what are you going to do? That's the business I'm in. That's an old trick comics do. They'll go to a movie premiere they had nothing to do with. They'll wait till it's almost done, and then they hold on. I'm getting this. I gotta mute this for a second. Okay. Mexican construction. Yeah, I mean, I might have to send ice over to both sides of my unit. I need some fucking sleep. Um, Hell yes. I mean, I can't believe it's this hard to get on Gutfeld. I mean, no offense to the show, but it's not like it's the fucking Tonight Show in the 70s. Um, I hope, I just know I do good on it and it would lead to other things. Well, I don't know. I mean, Greg probably doesn't even know who I am, so it's not. Uh oh, hold on. My Postmates just got here. Talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds while I get my energy drink. All right. I'm back. All right. Got my little protein thing here. Okay. I mean, California, I'm not going to eat on camera. I've got professionalism, so I will answer all questions. I'm just eating my Reese's Pieces. Yeah, they are pretty good. And just enough to satisfy your hunger. Little orange rock star. Lois is coming back this weekend. And if you want to see what her mom looks like, go on YouTube. Gail, Gail, Gramlich, Gramlich. She's got her own YouTube channel. Tell her Earl sent you. Don't contact Chandler. She'll have her special forces brother kill you. If you know what I'm saying. And I think you do. All right, here we go. Hey, see, I don't eat on camera. Maybe we are special forces too. Well, you definitely wouldn't want to mess with Chandler's brother. He's no joke. And the funny thing is, he looks like Richie Cunningham. Like, he looks like someone who I could take this guy in a fight. He'd kill you in under 2 seconds. So, whoa. So, yeah. I mean, you might be special. I know a few special forces people. And, I also have a group of friends in Los Angeles who, let's just say they are my personal security force. And if anyone tries to F with me, they get the bull. But luckily, nobody, I'm fairly well liked in the Los Angeles comedy community. And, I think even Jeff probably deep down likes me. Or he may not like me, but, he can't really say anything bad about me. So, there you go. A British Steel Judas Priest Hawaiian shirt. No, thank you. I'm getting a email from judaspriest.com. Let's check out the shirts. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of anything. Ram it down. Kind of gives new meaning. Finding out that Rob Halford is a bone smoker. How's your dynasty going? Well, I finished the first season 3-9. I won 2 games in a row because I think I had gotten the intricacies of the game. But I can't run like we're talking about NCAA college football for EA Sports. It's in the game. But I can't run. I have no running game. Like last year, it was the opposite. I couldn't throw, and running was just so much easier. Now, I'd really do the same play as the wide right, wide left because I had fast running backs. So I was 3-4, and I thought, okay, I got it now. I'll win a game, lose a game. And I lost the last 5 games in a row, so I finished 3-9. I just played my first game today, season 2. I lost 48-46 in triple overtime. So it's fun. It is frustrating. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I almost threw the clicker a few times, to be completely honest with you. But, and what I liked, it's kind of realistic. What happened at the end of the season when you're in the off-season mode, because they have the transfer portal, I lost like 30 players. They're like, fuck this, we're out of here. So I do kind of like that stuff. So, it's just something fun for me to do for an hour, play a game or two. Comedy's a very stressful business. I ain't gonna lie. And I also have the voiceover stress of dealing with that fucking world. So you might think I'm a little old to be playing video games, but not really. Remember back in the day when Nebraska and Oklahoma ruled? Oh, fuck yeah, the wishbone was, I think it was Oklahoma. I was unbeatable. I don't think I threw a pass the whole season. So my average passes per game, season 1, and 26 was probably 55 passes a game. Now, last year, because I was such a good runner, I maybe threw the ball 10 times a game. So I hope that I get to figure out the running game a little bit, because it's no fun having to pass every fight. And I'm playing only at the varsity level. I can't imagine what the pro level is like on this thing. I'd jump through a window. So, but I want to, in terms of gameplay, probably not. But what can he say? I mean, he repped Ron Jeremy, a rapist, for 5 years. I'm okay if someone like that doesn't like me, you know. But what can Dante say bad about me? I guess is my point. No one can really say anything bad about me. I think with all of Jeff's connections in the business, and he is the most connected comic in comedy. There's no one who's even close. You don't think that something bad would pop out about me, and there's nothing there. Jeff didn't even believe Bolivia when she said I hit her. Like, you don't think he would have put me on blast to Peter Shore, the owner, with that? But he couldn't. So, um, so that's what I go back to. Like when I roast battled, I would speak the truth. Because nothing beats the truth. So Dante can't really say, well, I didn't rep Ron Jeremy for 5 years. I mean, everyone knew he was a sexual assault machine. And people tolerated it. And Dante tolerated it because it would make, I mean, Ron Jeremy was a horrible comic, but, he did have a name. And a lot of people, as you know, don't care about allegations or facts. So, you got me fired up, nationalist. Is this Don? Are you repped by Golden Artist Entertainment? Hello, Kimberly Dale in the house. What's up? I'm just chilling right now. I keep it real. I'm a soldier. We got some women in here. Always a pleasure to have women in the stream. We're just gonna do a quick hour stream. Nothing, nothing too wacky. And then, what up, Kimberly? Hope you are well. Welcome to the Earl world. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you can. It helps the algorithm. I mean, we've got Jenna, we've got Kimberly, probably. I know there's some people. Trust me, I know there's some lurkers in here whose names don't show up in the chat. They just like to hang out and loiter. Nothing wrong with loitering. I welcome all. And I hope that, let's see, I'm getting a notice. Chrissy Mayer's Content Hotel. You couldn't get me into this house with a bazooka. I mean, I like Rich Voss, but that's about it. Kimberly, no need to expose your life in here. The less said, the better. If you know what I mean. But, I lost my job. Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that. We just have to, that's part of the reason, probably one of my proudest moments ever in stand-up comedy wasn't getting on TV or whatever, or, meeting celebrities, It was when about 2 years ago, a girl came up to me crying, and I thought, oh, fuck, I offended her with the 9/11 joke or something. Or she didn't like it when I called Michael Jackson a pedophile on a piazza. Excuse me. And she came up to me and said, I lost my mom 2 weeks ago, and you made me feel better for a few hours. What up, CC Motion? So, if you can come into the Earlverse stream or anyone's stream, MLC, Melton's stream, Win by Two, Chad, whoever, and feel better for an hour because you lost your job or whatever, then my job is done. I say that as the numbers just dropped in half. I was watching some soccer game today. I thought it was the World Cup. And there it is. You make a small. That's, now the key is I've got to figure out a way to make you guys smile and get paid for it. Hello! Earl is boxing today softer than past eras. I mean, I don't really watch boxing, to be honest with you. I mean, I grew up in maybe the greatest era of heavyweight boxing ever. I mean, in the mid 70s to, the Tyson era, but really more the mid 70s. I mean, if you look at the guys who were boxing in the mid 70s, you had a prime Ali, a prime Frazier, a prime George Foreman, and then even the second tier guys were pretty good. Jerry Quarry, Ron Lyle, Ken Norton, Jimmy Young, Leon Spanks. I mean, that's like 7 or 8 guys, like all-time great heavyweights, all in their prime. So, and then, you had that kind of dead era, and I always felt bad for Larry Holmes, because Larry Holmes' biggest problem was he just really had no one to fight. Pinklin Thomas and, people like that just weren't like really attention grabbers. And then you had Tyson's reign of terror, and then you had like that interesting era with Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis and Holyfield. And now it's just I couldn't name you one heavyweight boxer. That Mexican dude, he's like the Mexican Tex Cobb, Ruiz, I think John Ruiz, and I don't even know if he still boxes. And then there's another heavyweight Mexican guy too, same style, Areola or Aola or something. I couldn't. Deontay Wilder, I guess. So I think most sports are softer today. Look at a hockey game. I'm going to turn you guys on to this. And it goes to your question, not unboxing necessarily, but look up, after you're done here, of course, Barry Beck highlight reel. And it's a 9-minute clip that some Ranger fan made of Barry Beck's greatest hits and fights, but it's mostly hits, very few fights. And every single play would be a penalty in today's game. And this time frame, which I guess would say is from 80 to maybe 84, not one play was a penalty. And then for the next generation, look up Steve Webb's greatest hits. And he's hitting guys who don't have the puck. He's running guys from 20 feet who just got on the ice. And I don't think very few plays were penalties. So, what up, Johnny Lamb? So, I think that most sport. Look at football. Look at Terry Bradshaw. Who's that? I think there's a guy in Cleveland. Pile drived him. Literally picked him up, turned him around like Kenny Omega did to Okada, and pile drived him. He didn't get a fucking penalty. So, all right, I'm getting a text from a Gutfeld confidant. Hold on, this is directly related to Gutfeld. right. Yeah. Well, no. I was basically I have someone submitting me directly to the booker. This is that someone, and I'm just giving him the information of what I've already sent the booker. So you got to hit him from multiple angles. This guy calls the booker Monday and goes, "Hey, we're submitting Earl Skakel," and then he'll be like, "Wait a minute, I think I got an email from Earl Skakel, and I think Rob Schneider mentioned him." Blah 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 blah, and then okay, so lay it down, lay it down. EA Sports, it's in the game. Sorry, I get a little excited when something potentially good could happen. So, I mean, I'm just trying to make it, man. I've seen who gets on Gutfeld. It can't be that fucking hard, given what I've seen gets on that stage. So, TB is in the building. TB, did you say something a few seconds ago? Lewis was in terms of, I almost said Trevor Lewis of the LA Kings. Yeah, I mean, I went to Lewis and Klitschko at the Staples Center, and he hammered Klitschko. I mean, I've never seen it. Literally looked like someone shot Klitschko in the head. He had like a hole in his head, and that is the fight where Leon Spinks sat next to me and asked me what arena we were in. So I was kind of a dick a couple of years ago. I was like, we're at the Forum in Inglewood. What the? What the? What the? What the? So, there you go. I feel bad now. I mean, how crazy is that this guy, and this is 10, 15 years ago, whatever that, maybe even longer, didn't know what arena he was in. And then he's got some asshole next to him telling him we're at a building 15 miles east. I did not watch the ESPYs, but I will say this: I will stick up for Shane Gillis. Those gigs are the worst. They pay well, I'm sure, but now if I were asked to do it, no, I'm not going to be asked to do it anytime soon. But like, I don't know if I would do it. I mean, I probably would for the exposure alone, but you're in a room full of people who are alpha males and alpha females, so they look at the comic on stage, and it's usually a comic, from Norm Macdonald to I think Jimmy Kimmel and people of that nature. Like, who are you? I've never heard of you, bitch. But basically, that's their attitude. So I'm sure most of the people in that room had not heard of Shane Gillis, and Shane's great. I mean, comic fans obviously know who he is, and he's really nice, like incredibly, incredibly nice. So I'm sure, like, you know, the reaction was, he probably knew the reaction, whether he was telling all-star jokes or not. I mean, you remember that one OJ joke? I think Norm Macdonald told about Charles Woodson. Hey, uh, you can keep your trophy, just don't kill your waiter. And the camera cuts to King Griffey Jr. just going, that's a great joke. I mean, that is a great, simple joke. So, oh, that's pretty funny if he did that. But like Joe Coy, I'm not a fan of his at all. But he did. What did he do? The Golden Globes, and he just bombed his ass off because you're sitting in there, with Tom Hanks and Glenn Close and Sharon Stone and all these fucking A-list actors, and they're looking at this bald-headed comic on stage, going, "Who the fuck are you?" I personally thought he was pretty funny, to be frank. But that's those. I guess you'd call that an industry gig of the highest level. Um, um, but they're just awful gigs, man. It's like a corporate gig. Corporate. I get offered to do a lot of corporate gigs, and I pass on most of them because the crowd doesn't know who I am. so they don't really care about me, and I'm going to sit there and make fun of their boss who pays their salary, so they're not going to laugh at him in front of him. So, it's just, I'm good. But, I'm sure that's a nice paycheck. And I'm sure there's some backroom deals of, hey, like, we know no one really wants to do this gig, but, we'll bring you on all of our sports shows, and you can do I don't know, I don't know what sports shows are on ESPN. You can do the Pat McAfee show, and you could do Rich Eisen's show, and you can show up on an NHL show if you want, So I'm sure there's some greased wheels behind the scenes, if you will, because you're basically getting paid a lot of money to bomb. And I'm sure Shane had a boatload of writers. I knew some of my friends who I saw them posting pictures, and they really had no reason to be there. And then it hit me, oh, they wrote for Shane. And they're all really super funny, roast style comics. But it's a very tough gig. It's not an easy gig. Um, I mean, it is the definition of a stiff crowd. Like, I'm sure Shane, I know he did some jokes at the Comedy Store this week. I'm sure that he did very well with these jokes at the Comedy Store, but, everyone in the room knows who Shane Gillis is. They respect him. All the comics are probably sucking his ass, but not in a room where probably the average salary of the attendees is $4 to $5 million, and that's just the average. I don't think LeBron James is going to be laughing at any Shane Gillis joke. He's like, motherfucker, I'm worth $100 million a year, bitch. Who are you? You're playing the funny bone in Idaho in 2 days, bitch. So, is it well, I mean, on an award show, it's pretty hard for one comic to write the whole. I only know, like on Roast Battle, I only knew of one comic who wrote 100% completely all his jokes, and that's Mike Lawrence. But Mike Lawrence is like fucking autistic. I mean, I would say myself, it was 50-50. Now I'm talking about my 5 TV battles. I would say I wrote 50% of my own jokes. And, I know of one person who I won't put on blast. He had 100% of his jokes written for him because he wasn't really a roast comic, so he didn't really know how to write a roast joke. Big Bad, that's a Leroy Brown. I don't know who Earl Brown is. Actually, I know a W. Earl Brown who was on I'm Dying Up Here with me. Very established character actor. I mean, I'd like to be the AEW version of Pat McAfee. I mean, I don't really know a lot about Pat McAfee, but he seems like he's a sports fan and he's getting to live his life. He seems like a pretty happy guy. Uh, Now Leroy, he a gambler, and he like his fancy clothes. Hold on. I mean, I haven't sung Bad Leroy, but one night in Chicago, Leroy shooting dice. And at the edge of the bar sat a lady named Dolores, and she sure looked nice. Now he laid his eyes upon her, and the trouble soon began. Leroy Brown learned a lesson about a mess about the wife of a jealous man. That's pretty good. That is a great song, very 70s. I also like that song. I think it's a reggae guy saying it, but they had like a rocker version I can't find. The only version I can find is the reggae version is Black Superman. Muhammad, Muhammad Ali, he floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. The Black Superman. Oh, I'm sorry, TB. Yeah, I'm blind as a bat sometimes. Let me go back to the original question, TB, because I respect you. There's a Smurf. There is TB. Oh, I guess I did miss it. My bad, my bad. I guess you missed my question. What music would you say coming out of the bullpen? either Enter Sandman by Metallica or the Ultimate Warrior's theme song. And when I would get to the mound, I'd go like this. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to miss your question. But, yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm trying to think of songs that really, or you know, it'd be funny if I came out to the Click 5 song. You know, it's 2-2, bottom of the ninth, game 7 of the World Series. Now coming in, pitching for the Anaheim Angels of California, of Orange County, of Anaheim, Earl Skakel. And she's bittersweet, she knocks me off of my feet. The crowd would be like going, what the fuck? I come out on stage at the Comedy Store to Judas Priest song "Living After Midnight." I took the city around 1 a.m. I was loaded. Come on, loaded. I played like 1 year of Little League, and I wasn't a very good baseball player, to be honest with you. But, you know, I was like Dave Kingman. I either hit a home run over the fence or I struck out. I was such a bad hitter, I struck out on 2 pitches. Hoo! But when I did manage to get a hold of it, it was like fucking Goldberg of the Mighty Ducks. Because I've literally been the same size since the 4th grade. I mean, not maybe I wasn't 200 pounds, but like I was probably I don't know 6'1". Like in 5th and 6th grade, I was probably my height 6'1", maybe 160, which is still pretty big for like a 5th grader. I mean, I was so big at that point they were gonna take out my pituitary gland because they literally thought I had that giant disease. Um, so interesting. I didn't know that, William. Or you know, it'd be a cool. What's that by example? Iron Man to come out, just a slow walk to the mountain. Do 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 do. That would be a pretty cool walkout song. How many grades? I wasn't held back at all. But I will say in the Beverly Hills school system, I mean, they don't keep records, but I was absolutely the most dominating athlete in the Beverly Hills grade school system. I was unstoppable in every sport. Kickball, I would hit home runs like no one could barely get the ball to the outfield. I would hit balls over the fence. Um, and then like we played tackle football at Good Shepherd grade school on Charlieville and Linden, Beverly Hills. They would just throw me the ball or pitch it to me, or I would just be the quarterback and run with it. And it would take like 5 kids to tackle me. And we're playing on cement, not grass. Basketball, I was like Shaq and Blue Chips. I was just an unstoppable monster. And then I mean, my athletic career probably ended. I'll never forget the first day of Notre Dame High School. I was in line for the football team, and I thought I'll just fucking dominate in football here too. And there were these 2 black kids, probably about 6'7", 6'8". I mean, they were very tall. At the minimum 6'4", but they seemed like they were like much bigger than me. I'm like, what grade are you guys in? And they're like, we're freshmen. I'm like, fuck. So I played one practice, and you know, I didn't do that bad in the practice. I mean, for someone who was used to being dominating, I wasn't dominated, but you know, I was fucking around in practice. I don't think it was a good fit with this coach, Coach Kevin Rooney. Like he'd send me in with the huddle, with the play for the huddle, and I'd forget the play because there's all these like weird sequences, like 23 ISO pyramid right, and I'd be like, I'd get in the huddle and everyone's looking at me, and fuck, man, the coach just said to the receivers, go out and get open. And there's some pussy parties in Van Nuys tonight. Um, I love this live stream because where else talks about Art Bell bumper music? That's a fact, Jack. Hour number 1 on the Earl Skakel terrestrial show. We're going to talk to Earl's ex-girlfriends and where are they now? call the wild card line if you have a question for them. What the fuck? Coach said, just get open. And then I think, and the funny thing was, a PE class, it was taught by another coach who played like pro ball, Hugh Lovelace. He went to like Oklahoma State. Like, this guy was a badass. Didn't make it in the pros, but like a badass. And I remember we're playing essentially what was tackle football in PE class one day, and Paul Schilling had the ball, and I fucking killed him with a tackle, elbowed him in the face. Like, I took him out, and Coach Lovelace comes running up to me. I thought he was going to hit me because it's just a different era back there in like '82. Like, he could have hit me and no one would have said anything. And he just whispers into my ear, Skakel, great play. And I'm like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here, Jack. And then freshman year, it was all dudes at Notre Dame. So they called me in at the end of the year because I wasn't a great student, like B's and C's. But I didn't get in trouble at all. Like, I was the perfect student in terms of that. And Dean Jerome All came up to me and was like, Earl, is there anything you could do to improve the high school experience for people of your age? And I'm like, you got to get some pussy in here, man, or you're going to raise a bunch of, and I said the F word, and he's like, sure enough, next year there were girls, because the girls' school down the street closed down. So we got them all, baby doll. And I said the code word. I didn't say piazza. Trust me on that one. I said the word. I said, well, Mr. All, it's a great school. The campus is great. Good athletics, good social programs, but you got to get some girls in here or you'll have a bunch of mags running around here. And the funny thing is, one of the few people I stay in touch with from Notre Dame High is gay. What the fuck? I won't put him on blast, but you know what I'm saying. And then I was never called into Jerome All's office again to give feedback on the school. No, Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, California. Some relatively famous athletes went there. Tim Foley, the shortstop of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Stanton from the Yankees. Nigel Miguel, the basketball player. Jamie Dixon, the basketball player, is a pretty famous college coach. Who else? So Justin Fargas, the running back from the Raiders, whose father was Huggy Bear. And a lot of famous actors. I think Rami Malek. There are a couple. I think Kristen Dunst went there. So, yeah, Sherman Oaks on the corner of Riverside and Woodman. I'm a King guy for life. I've never been a Mighty Ducks fan. I'm not against them, though, but never been... I've never been a Mighty Ducks fan because they are arch rivals with the LA Kings. So, I just can't like the Ducks on principle alone. Dad, when are we going to be a family again? I don't have any children, William Lowry. I've had some close calls. Trust me on that one. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I grew up liking the Cincinnati Reds, but I've been an Angel fan for like 25, 30 years. I just gravitated towards them. I think after Dave Parker left the Reds, my love for the Reds kind of waned. I did like them in the Barry Larkin, Chris Sabo era, but the Big Red Machine was my jam. Cesar Geronimo, Davey Concepcion, Tony Perez, Ed Armbrister, Dan Dreesen, Buddy Bell, obviously Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, my dad's golfing partner. So, but I don't know. My college football team, I mean, I don't really have one. I mean, USC, I guess. And then I followed Alabama for a couple years. We don't have to get into why, but I don't really, I don't really follow college football. So I kind of do a little bit now because I'm playing the video game, but I don't. I don't know. I mean, I'm a pro guy. I'm a Steeler. The Reds were amazing. I mean, they just great pitching, great hitting. And the A's were good too. You had like Joe Rudy, Vida Blue. But the Reds, when they won the two straight World Series, they're just like. And then they're pretty good after that era. When Dave Parker came in, you had like I think you had like Eric Davis, Dave Parker. I'm trying to think who was it? Cal Daniels. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe that's when Buddy Bell was with them. I don't think Buddy Bell was with the Reds in the '70s. John Franco was the closer. Tom Browning was just amazing, left-handed starter. And then the Reds have kind of just after that World Series in what was it '91, just kind of that's the crazy thing. You can win a World Series and then not be really in the mix for 2, 3 decades. I mean, look at the Kings. They won 2 out of the 3 Stanley Cups in 2012 and 2014. Were in the mix in 2013 to win 3 in a row, and now they haven't won a playoff series since in 10 years. So, yeah, Eric Davis was really someone who could have been an all-time great. And of course, the baseball I have signed from '77, Ken Griffey. That's something where knock on my computer table if the house is ever on fire or whatever, because I remember my dad getting that specifically for me from the owner. My Ken Griffey autograph ball is what I'm taking first. Of course, the first thing was my mom's T-shirt that she gave me. It was just some shitty New York Knicks T-shirt from the '90s, but my mom gave it to me, so it means a lot to me. And someone took that when they moved. I mean, snuck out. I mean, moved out. Sorry. Um, yeah, I mean that concrete in Cincinnati was brutal, which really makes what Dave Parker did on 2 bad knees from high school football even that. I mean, I can't imagine Dave Parker's stats if he had 2 good knees. It's kind of like Bobby Orr was so good, and the amazing thing about him was, he played on 2 bad knees. We'll go another 3 minutes, boys and girls. 3 minutes. Yeah, that turf in Cincinnati. Yeah, George Foster. Like he was like the first home run hitter I really followed. That one year in the '70s where he had 54 homers, I think, and that's back when the league average from power hitters was probably 35 homers, something in that range. And then George Foster, just like my God. So what a lineup they had, man. I mean, that middle of the lineup at the Reds, George Foster, Johnny Bench, Ken Griffey, Joe Morgan. I mean, wow, Pete Rose. Of course, the first game worn jersey I ever bought, this is kind of an off the radar thing, was a baseball jersey of the first baseman number 12, Nick Asaski. So, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. When you take players from different eras and you put that, like, hypothetically, if you put George Foster in today's era, I mean, the pitching's improved so much. I don't know if he would hit 50. Just like if you put Babe Ruth, like, obviously we're just talking here. So this is just my opinion. I don't think there's a right or wrong scenario here. But if you put Babe Ruth, now Babe Ruth never had to play against the black pitchers, Satchel Paige and some of the other elite black players who were just only allowed to play in the Negro League. If you put Babe Ruth, who didn't work out, was kind of a drunk, but he was just a big oaf who could hit the ball. If you put him in today's era, I don't think he'd hit 200. Um, yeah, let me look up Nick Asaski. Your stream's not going well when you're ending on Where Are They Now segment with Nick Asaski. I mean, he was a very good player. Um, let's see, Wikipedia. I do remember still alive as an American former baseball player. He played baseball from 83 to 90. Oh, only 7 years. That's kind of 65 years old. Signed a 3-year contract for $6 million with the Atlanta Braves after he left the Reds. Saski appeared in 810 games, 250 batting average with 122 home runs and 427 RBIs. He played first base, third base, and some games in the outfield. He had a 993 fielding average at first base. That's pretty good. 927 fielding average at third, and did not commit an error in the outfield. Saski served as a manager of health and fitness. Seems like a gym or something. So, decent career. He played for Cincinnati from 83 to 88. Boston, 89, and the Atlanta Braves in 90. So, not bad career. Ron Gant was also in that, the last World Series team. He was fucking jacked, man. Let's see what Ron Gant's up to these days. We're getting to the age now where a lot of these guys, passed away. So 65. So Ron Gant's not that old. He's only 60. So he had a lifetime batting average of 256, 321 home runs, 1,008 RBIs. Played for Atlanta, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Philadelphia, Angels, Rockies, Athletics, Padres, and that's it. Let's see. Let's see what he's up to now. As of 2015, Gant lives in Suwanee, Georgia. He has 5 children, a son, and 4 daughters. Okay, well, there you go. So, Burt Blyleven. Yeah, I mean, Burt be home Blyleven. Yeah, I mean, he was a great pitcher. I remember him mostly for his tenure in the Angels organization. Yeah, I don't know. That's sad. I mean, I've had vertigo every now and then. It's brutal, man. Not, I don't know what, I think maybe I got hit in the head playing hockey or something. I probably had a concussion in grade school when one time, man, I could still feel this. I was a running back, and so I got the ball, and there's literally like 6 guys tackling me. And one guy came in flying like Palomalu, turned me around, so I fell backwards, hit my head, whiplash on the cement, and fuck, it hurt. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it hurt. So I think every now and then I get vertigo from that hit. I've never really taken a bad headshot in hockey, but I think the last like 5 years my league has made you wear a helmet. So, and the helmet I wear now is right over there, my Pierre-Luc Dubois helmet. So that's an official NHL helmet that Dubois played with. So, it's going to be hard to hurt my fucking dome. Trust me on that one. I mean, Gant was. I just remember how muscular Gant was. There was another. Glenn Braggs was another one who was fucking jacked. Let's see where Glenn Bragg is, and then I got to go to yoga. Earl, I'll be at Pirates White Sox Saturday. Oh, that's cool. But I mean, looking back, I probably did have a concussion in grade school. Glenn Bragg was the one who I think he played with like no like sleeves, so you could see how fucking buff he was. He's still alive too, 62 years old. Um, Personal life. Uh, oh wow, that's funny. He is a real estate agent in Los Angeles. Maybe I should buy a home from him. Um, Interesting. So Bragg was known for his upper body strength, and in fact, once snapped a bat on a check swing when he stopped his swing. He put so much force on the bat to stop it that it just sheared off above the grip without even touching the ball in the second inning. Interesting. So I just remember his arms were fucking jacked. Not many guys were like that muscular. I mean, you had guys like, Greg Luzinski, he was kind of an ogre, but I had amnesia for my first concussion, but could recite Shakespeare. Interesting, interesting. My friend's wife would call Gant at the Dodger games when the Braves would come in to blue heaven. Yeah, I mean, Bragg was just, I just remember he's about 6'4" and just big arms for a baseball player. Terry Forrester, damn, that's a name I haven't heard in a minute. Or maybe Forrester was really the precursor to Bartolo Colon. 270 pounds. It's kind of a fat dude. It was a Dave Steve. He wasn't exactly in shape either. But that was what was great about baseball in my kid kid era that I watched. It, you guys got like bellies playing. Now everyone's jacked and eating like all these weird meals and shit. So um, that's about it, guys. I've got to get ready for yoga. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like and subscribe button. It is a nice Stephen Pearcy shirt. Stephen gave it to me himself. I went to a Hollywood autograph. I'll show you the back too. Hold on. There's the front, Stephen Pearcy rat, and the back is there you go. So I felt bad for Stephen this week. One of his bandmates from Mickey Rat, Chris Hagar, passed away, so they did a benefit for him at the Whiskey this week. I didn't get to go because I didn't know about the benefit. It was kind of on the DL real. I think they just wanted Chris's friends there. And so rest in peace, Chris Hagar of Mickey Rat. And we'll stream again tomorrow, probably around 4. I'm trying to stream at 4 p.m. this week just to see if that helps the numbers or not. Earl Skakel, over and out.